So far, so good. There hasn't really been any news concerning Blue Sphere. There's hardly any official news. You can't get any news concerning Blue Sphere on the internet and all that stuff. The news usually comes out via the best efforts of the many shareholders, the many soldiers out there who are trying their best to get to the bottom of what this company does is or is doing, and it's all about. So we rely on them a lot to get what's out there concerning Blue Sphere. So there hasn't really been anything at all. We know they have done the SOS with the reinstatement with the Nevada state, and a few things. I think there are a few other things we haven't pointed out they have been doing. One other fact, I don't know whether that's a fact, but according to Rayo 808, he's by far the most prominent of the proponents of Blue Sphere. He has it that BP, British Petroleum, is also a shareholder in Blue Sphere. So in one of his last stock tweets, he was saying something along the lines of, if the stock delists and all that stuff, that things. It's not that bad if that happens, but yeah, if they delist or anything like that, I think the company might your various brokers will still hold their shares, but it wouldn't have the BLSP tick on it. It would just have it will have digits and stuff like that against it, digits and alpha numerals against it and all that. In any case, we just like you, we're just very much hopeful that they will come up and do something. It's going to be 2 weeks from today, or roughly about 2 weeks from, or maybe 12 days from today. That's when 12 days, or rather 12 days from today is June 30th. We strongly hope that something is going to come out of that. Strongly hope they will do something, disclose something with the OTC markets, or even just go ahead and file with the SEC. But maybe since they already have that status to go dark with the SEC, they may or may not disclose anything through the SEC, because that's a legal provision. So it's not anything, it's a legal provision. So they may, if they want to leave that provision for themselves, they can still probably remain that way. But I think what is really needed is filing yet more disclosures with the OTC markets. The OTC markets wants it. So even if the legal provisions are there, which they have taken advantage of, they are indeed there. They have taken advantage of that. But the OTC still has the right to demand yet more disclosures. They may not. There may not be any legal impediment to that demand from the OTC for BLSP or Blue Sphere to disclose more to us, because it's not to the OTC markets. It's not really for the OTC markets to benefit. Ultimately, it is for you and I, who are the shareholders in Blue Sphere. So, like I just mentioned, BP is a shareholder in Blue Sphere based on what Ray of 808 disclosed. So, if that is really true, I really can't say that I doubt it or not. So let's hope it is genuinely true, and there's every reason to believe it is true. This is a company that is turning waste to energy, and of late as well, we know that BP is trying to change its image as into more of a green energy company. So I've also heard people talking about diesel recycling and all that stuff. So yeah. So in any case, moving on, we just hope that Blue Sphere will come right and do the needful and all that stuff. So we also mentioned some time ago, this is not a speculation, it is we saw a tweet from Duke Energy saying that Blue Sphere supplies them in the journal. So this is just to add to the whole knowledge we have, or just to remind us again about Blue Sphere. So I know I'm sounding a little bit optimistic, or a little bit on the side of Blue Sphere. I have to probably, as much as I can, sound somewhat neutral. But moving on, we can see what's going on here. The stock has closed at $0.027 for the 17th of June 2021. We have a position there as well, and it currently has a market cap of $14.3 million, 5.3 billion shares outstanding, but some are putting it at 9 billion. But this is what is available. This is a figure that's available on Charles Schwab. So, but I also have to point out that since May 25th, when this restriction started, the stock has now traded between $0.004 and $0.0027. So the clamor for all of us to hold on, don't sell, I think it is working to some extent. I think it's really working. So I sat sometime in January this year, the stock was actually trading at something way below what it is currently trading at. So it is definitely working. People are holding on, and obviously you heard you can still buy from Canada. If you're in the US or anywhere in the world you can always try and see if you can open an account with TD Ameritrade or TD Canada, Quest Trade, some of these Canadian brokerages. I think they can allow you to trade, even though you're not a citizen of Canada and all that stuff. So I also have to point out that I personally have an account with TD Ameritrade. The account was initially opened with Daytech. Daytech is an online trading platform that existed in the 90s, but it was taken over by Ameritrade, and Ameritrade merged with TD. So that's how that's a legacy of my access, or rather my account with TD Ameritrade. So but of late I just got an email today that my account has been closed because I'm not a citizen of Canada or something like that. So but before that I did my best to validate the claim that you can trade through TD Ameritrade, and I did. I went through the whole procedure. The account wasn't funded, and it never disclosed that I couldn't buy BLSP. It never did that. Unlike in the case of Charles Schwab, you get to a certain stage, you wouldn't proceed any further. To tell you that the stock is not you can't. It's not available. But in the case of TD Ameritrade, there's a fee involved, and these fees were specified. So I wouldn't completely say that indeed you can absolutely trade. I didn't validate that to the latter, that indeed you can trade through TD Ameritrade. Somebody pointed out that you can trade through TD Ameritrade, so I went ahead to do that. So unfortunately I didn't come up with any screenshots, but I saw to some extent that there's a good chance that indeed you can trade with TD Ameritrade. So that is you can buy Blue Sphere through TD Ameritrade. So moving on, we can see what's going on here. The oscillators are not so good at all. It appears to be in a bearish medium trend within a longer term uptrend, although the 200-day moving average is rising. The MACD is bearish. It is lagging the S&P 500. Momentum for Blue Sphere is strongly bearish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is below 20, the level which many analysts call oversold. This means that investors have been actively selling shares and driving the price lower. The unbalanced volume indicator is bearish. The slope of the indicator is negative and suggests that there is a lack of buying interest. Indeed, it is absolutely what we know. So if any news comes out anytime soon, the stock there's a good chance it will explode upwards. At least it will definitely double if any positive news comes out. So stay tuned. We'll do our best to continue to update you concerning Blue Sphere, and stay steadfast if you really believe in the stock. So I personally believe in the stock, but I have to a great extent sound as neutral as possible as I can, but I can't help myself to sound a little bit bullish and a little bit of a proponent of the company. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. Subscribe, like, share, and share. Thank you very much.